Hello everyone, welcome to this video. Before start this video, let's us introduce ourselves first. We are from Today University, fifth semester students mentoring in English education program. Well, in this video, we are going to share with you materials related to functional English grammar, mood, and also residue elements. We are from group 2 with the members of me, myself, Muhammad Iginda Erlangga, and my friends Ragil Brahmanto and also Novita Berfitria. Well, the first presenter will be Ragil Brahman.
Okay, I'll continue. This is Residue, and we're going to talk about the clause as an exchange, mood element, residue, and the type of mood. Okay, from the previous material, we have already discussed about the clause as a mean to give meaning, to transfer meaning. Now we're going to talk about the clause as an exchange. Exchange here means that it not only we exchange information, but clause can be used for us to give to make interaction with one another. And for better understanding, let's continue. So when we are in communication, I mean talking with others, we are given roles. Mainly there are two roles, that is giving and demand. And give means that we invite the others to receive something, and demand here means that we want someone to give us something. And for the commodity of thing, the first is goods and service. It can be object or even action, and the other is information. It is the language itself. So let's talk one by one. So when we are when we are as a giver and we want to give some goods and service, that's called an offer. Some examples that would you like some coffee? That's we I say that a role. My role is as a giver, and I give good and service. And if I role as giver and I give information, that's called a statement. For example, like he is giving her the coffee, I give you information. And the next, if I was my role is the man, and I want some goods and service, that's called command. For example, like uh, can you make me some coffee? That is a command. And the last one, if we roll as a demander and we want some information, it's called a question. For example, like, what do this coffee made of? Like that. Okay, and we will continue to the next presenter.
So next is mood element. Mood element consists two parts. The first is subject and second is finite. Subject is content of nominal group like I, who, and the example of this table is Michael. And then the finite, it's mean that verbal group like didn't, did, do, and does, like that. So this is the example of utterance of mood element. First is I didn't, who did, Michael did. So, well, actually the subject in the mood element is which is realized by a nominal group, and then for the finite element, which is the part of the verbal group in the sentence or the clause. And then for the finite element is the one of small number of verbal operator expression, tense, modality, and polarity. Sometimes the finite element and lexical verb are fused. The first is simple past or simple present. The example of ate become did eat, and it's become does eat. The second is active voice. The example of they eat pizza become they do eat pizza or pizza is eaten. The third is passive polarity. From they eat become they do it or they don't eat. And then the last is neutral contrast. The example is go away and become do go away. So this fusion in the finite element and lexical verb become apparent in the mood chat too. The example is a panda eats bamboo, doesn't it? And then the orchestra played well, didn't it? So in the declarative clauses, the subject is that element which is picked up by the pronouns in Monte. The subject it's meant to panda, and then the second the subject it's meant to the orchestra. And then the next is finite element is one of the small number of verbal operator expression modality and polarity. The first is primary tense mean past, present, or future at the moment of speaking. Second is modality. This modality indicates the speaker judgment of probabilities and obligation involved. The last is polarity, positive or negative. And then finiteness may combine two specification. Uh, the example is you should not be there. This from this clause, it means there are negative polarity and median modality. So the next is residue will be explained by my friends.
All right, thank you. Well, the next material is residue. Residue consists of three parts: is predicators, complement, and also adjunct. Predicators is the predicators of the verb of the clause that shows which tells what is doing, what's happening, or what's being. And complement is the object in the traditional grammar which shows the answers of what is to whom or did to what. For example, in the sentence I go to school, the predicators here is go and the complement is to school or school. And the adjunct is the part of the residue that shows the answers of how, when, where, by whom. That's called as circumstantial adjunct. And also there are conjunctive adjuncts, for example, however, and also there are common adjunct, frankly. And both is not included in residue structures for the frankly and also however. And there are mood adjunct which express the interpersonal meaning. And here, the more example, there are plurality, modality, temporality, and mood adjunct. There are polarity of negative and positive expressions for not, yes, no, and there are probability, utility, readiness, and obligations. You can read it by yourself. And temporality, it deals with time. It shows the expression of yet, still, already, once, soon, and just. And also typically, occasionally, generally, regularly, and mainly. And there are mood adjunct, which not included in the analysis of the residue elements. It's placed in the mood element. There are obviousness, intensity, and degree. You can read it by yourself. A lot of expressions here. And the next is about the type of mood. Well, mood is the form of the verbs that act as a fact, as a comment, and also as a wish and as an uncertainty. There are three types of moods here in English. The first is the indicative mood, the second is imperative mood, and the third is subjunctive. The first is indicative mood. This indicates or states a fact, or when you are asking questions, is asking about whether is it true or not. For example, is that your boyfriend is asking for confirmations. And the second is the general truth. It's about the pet have four legs. The third month is March. That is general truth or fact that we have already known. And the second is imperative mood. This shows the expressions of asking or giving instructions of or order. First, go to your room. Imperative mode usually have this kind of punctuations in the end of the sentence. This is an exclamation mark. Go to your room. Please close the door. But please show that you are asking an order or giving instructions. And the third is subjunctive. It shows a lot of things. A wish, suggestions, a demand, or a conditions that contrary to the fact. For example, there are if clause here. If I were you, I'd leave the room. The conditions is contrary to the fact that the speaker or the subject trying to imagine that I were you. Instead of using the word was, in this type of sentence, it uses the word were to show it is not true. The second, I suggest he be told. The word he replace the word is to emphasize that this is a suggestion, not a fact, not a statement. And there are the other example here. I demand he apologize. This is a demand, so the use of the word apologize is used in the sentence instead of apologizes. And he wishes it were him. Since it a wish, the conditions which is not true, so it is contrary to the fact, it used the word were instead of was. I think that's all from group 2 that we can share to you. I do really hope that you can understand the material well, you can get new knowledge, and I think we have to close these presentations by saying thank you for your attention. Thank you for watching this video until the end, and see you in the next video.